Good morning. How's everybody doing? In Chicago, it is cold, like legit fall time. Summer's over, turtleneck season. Get over it, just deal, right? But I hope everybody's okay. Look, I want to talk to you really quickly about enablers and disablers. We don't hear the term disablers a whole lot, but some of us are disablers. I'll give you an example. There is a person on my staff, and we will call him Bob, right? I'm going to try to not let this man's real name slip out on this video, but we'll call him Bob. And so I was sitting there with another director at my company, and we were working through some things, and he walks up real excited. So let me give you a little backstory. Bob is a really hard worker, really good at what he does, but he's delayed. He's probably 15 years older than me, if not more. He's just kind of at a place in his life where he's just working to work. But he's delayed in the sense that, legend has it that there's some girl that comes when he gets paid, takes his check, that sort of delayed, So he's a little different, but he's good at his job. But anyway, he sees the two of us sitting there, and this is like an amazing opportunity for him. He gets really excited. Oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. I'll be right back. We keep working, and Bob comes back and digs into his coat pocket and pulls out 2 packages of winter fresh chewing gum. And he gives her one. She's like, oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. He goes to give me one. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I'm good. He was like, no. Here, take it. I got a whole lot of them. Take it. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay, but thank you, but no, I'm okay. He says to me, now, you could have just took this and said thank you and put it up for later. Just make me feel good. I cannot make this stuff up. That this grown man was still at a place that me taking a pack of gum from him would make him feel good. Now, on the surface, not a big deal. Teresa, take the gum, be done with it. But you know why I didn't? Because I don't want to be offered gum, candy, tissue paper, stockings, anything else. Every interaction I have with you going forward, I have to now brace myself to figure out if I want to turn down something or if I'm just going to take something for later. Why? So that you feel good. And my mind instantly went to how many times in this grown man's life, now granted, he's delayed and all of that's got some challenges, but was there nobody in his life that could have said, no, try harder. No, do better. Or did everyone throughout his life just see him where he was and kept taking winter fresh gum even though you didn't want it? So I didn't take it for that main reason. The other part of it is it was dirty. The literal pack of gum was crumbled up. It was dirty. You had to pull that out of the confines of the lint trap that was in your coat pocket. No. So for me, had I taken it, there would have been a whole lesson behind it. Bob and I would have had a conversation about presentation and about how you only get one shot to make a first impression, and how if you really want to give something to your boss's boss, clean it up. Get the cleanest pack you have, not this one that's crumpled that looks like it may have been tampered with. And I wonder, when we find people in different stages of their life, have we taken the time to really deposit what we could have? Or is it better to just say, not my deal? So yeah, I absolutely coach people and I give advice and all that stuff. But I'm at work. Again, I'm your boss's boss. And do I have time to really see that thing through to the end? Because no, at the end of the day, you may not be able to take that level of critique from me or correction from me or life advice, whatever you want to call it. And so now we've both wasted our time. And the alternative is that I stockpile things that I have no use for. I don't chew winter fresh gum. Haven't chewed it since college, right? Don't even like the gum. But now I look throughout my life and I've got this stockpile of things that I've just accepted from people so that they feel good. And I'm the person that has to figure out how to unload it. And even worse, how or if to tell you next time that I'm not interested, I don't want it, I don't need it. Let's just start these relationships off on the right foot. I'm your boss, and you don't ever have to give me a gift. All you ever have to do is perform well at your job and do the things that you agreed to do when you started, right? And so if we make that enough and we keep those lines clear, and if we are honest with people, I think sometimes our actions can enable people to further their dysfunction. But I think sometimes our inaction or even accepting things that we know are not up to par, we disable the opportunity and the level for growth and expansion that people have, depending on who you are and your level of influence in their life. right? So if you're 4 years old and you draw me a picture and you say, look, this is my whole family and they're at the circus and all I see are stick figures and squigglies, and you're 4, oh my God, this is so beautiful. You did so good. I'm so proud of you. This is amazing. Now you want to be a graphic artist, you want to be a t-shirt designer, and you're 15 years old and you give me that same picture with the stick figures and the squigglies. We need to have a real conversation. We need to talk about whether or not this is something you are destined for, if this is your calling, if this is something you really should be doing. We should not be accepting the same thing from people at certain points in their life that we accept in their infancy. At some point, someone has to have a conversation, because if I don't say to you, well, this is just a bunch of sticks, this doesn't look like a circus or your family, and you're 15, you're going to get to 18 and 25. And when the world tells you, no, ma'am, no, sir, this looks like a bunch of sticks and some squiggly lines, then you all upset. Then you have these complexes. You're rejected. You feel abandoned. It's all this extra stuff when had 2 or 3 people in your close circle earlier in life said, wait a minute, let's hit the pause. And I'm not saying you have to be a rude, mean jerk, because some of us are just rude and mean. And at our core, we only attempt to tear people down. No, I'm talking about people of influence who are kind, but who will also give you the truth. That to me is real love. We talked about that in the other video. Tell me the truth. If I say I want to be a writer and you read my script and you have no idea who these characters are, you don't care about them, you don't connect to them, please let me know that before I spend money entering this stuff into contests or submitting this stuff and pitching it to networks. We need people in our lives that will not disable the abilities and the abilities that we have on the inside of us to be great, because we need that. Anybody that's walking around saying they don't need or require affirmation is likely a monster, right? But affirmation is to affirm that which is true and accurate. It is not just to bless and put a stamp, go head out into the world on everything that I produce. If it's not my best and you are in that sphere of influence for me, you got to call me out when it's not my best. You got to call me out, and you got to stop accepting my acceptance of mediocrity if you are in that sphere. And I think that is so important. And how this connects to self-care is that there's a burden. There's some of you who have a garage full of crap that you took or accepted from people. This is literally and figuratively a garage full of crap that you've accepted from somebody just so that they feel good. How about how you feel? Have you ever been in a situation where maybe you didn't clean up, or you let a junk drawer spill out of the drawer, or whatever the case may be? Visually, junk and excessive weight and baggage is very overwhelming. Even visually, to look at a junky space, oh my God, it wears me out. I can't handle it. And so you've stockpiled all this stuff, all of this stuff that you've taken, whether it's actual, some of you got clothes and shoes that you know you will never wear, but you keep collecting because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you listen to gossip, or you hang out with people, or you connect with people socially, professionally, however, so that it makes them feel good. Self-care is a whole other topic that is near and dear to my heart, and I will be talking about that extensively, because I don't think we do enough to take care of ourselves, especially high energy people who have to produce at high rates of pace and who have to produce at high levels. We don't do enough to take care of ourselves. And it is not just about taking a day where you shut your phone off. Self-care is something that you can gradually do in increments throughout the course of the day, throughout the course of your life. And it's all about self-preservation. So I could go on and on and on about that, but I want to encourage you today not to enable dysfunction, but also not to disable greatness by allowing things that just don't make sense. All right? You guys have a productive day. Please bundle up. I can't stress that enough. I don't even get cold, but it's cold to me. I got on a whole turtleneck today. I love y'all. Bye-bye.